Hey, Samantha. Hey. Hey, y'all. Come in early. Try to get this out the way for the game. Kind of get it in early. I hope all is well with you as well. As well. We had some melting downs going on last night. Ma- Melting down goings on. So that's kind of get a feel of what happened with late in the midnight hour. We've had a couple of Epstein's spottings in Tel Aviv, in Israel. So he's still alive, allegedly popping out, letting popping out, pretty much to me, letting oh boy know, hey, watch what you say. Watch what you say when you least expect it. The boogeyman gonna pop out, and I'm gonna help bring you down. So let's check it out. Come in, hitting the like button, please. I would greatly appreciate it. So we gonna get caught up on the Orange Man, Pumpkin Man, meltdown, mad at the world, cause he been exposed. His daughter is testifying against him with the red folder. He got so many cases going on right now. I don't know. He can't survive. Uh, and then what's her name? His wife Melania. She gave up the safe, but and I think Ivanka had to go back on another case and gave up her daddy that he is the one who told her to cook the books. He taught her how. Told her that this is what rich people do. You know, we can't get approved the right way, so we got to get approved for the money the wrong way. Yeah. So let's get caught up.
Donald, it's not gonna get much better for you. Just go to sleep, Donald. It's not gonna get
This
much
was in
better
the
for you.
midnight
Just
hour.
go to sleep. Donald Trump ranting and raving like a lunatic at 1 a.m. What was he posting? Weird polls from Rasmussen claiming that his immigration policies are better than former President Biden. Yeah, Donald, I'm sure we trust Rasmussen. And this is what you're thinking about at 1 a.m.? former President Biden is still in your head, guess what, Donald? Your overall approval rating is much worse than former President Biden. Donald, you have the worst approval rating in modern presidential history, and it's not looking good. I mean, look at some of these pathetic messages that Donald Trump was posting at 1 a.m. also. He's sending emails like this to his supporters to scam them out of more money. Respectfully, do you still love me? Message from the 47th POTUS.
Do
I
you
might
still
be
love me?
overthinking
Yes or
things. Here's
no?
why. My love language is MAGA, Donald Trump writes, and I need to confirm one last thing with you. Is MAGA, Donald Trump writes, and I love me. Message from the 47th POTUS at 1 a.m. also. He's
Do
sending
you love
emails
me?
like this to his supporters to scam them out of more money. Respectfully, do you still love me? Message from the 47th POTUS. I might be overthinking things. Here's why. My love language is MAGA, Donald Trump writes, and I need to confirm one last thing with you before I hit the hay. Do me a favor, take my poll, and please don't forget to answer question number 2. I miss you. Take 30 seconds, please, to share your thoughts. Final 12 hours to take the poll. Then when you click it, you give him thousands of dollars. And then when you click something that you think is like checking the box that you've read everything, you double the payment to him and make it recurring. So then he's like literally like engaged in elder abuse or, scamming his supporters in general, taking thousands of dollars from them. And I get why he's up late, ranting and raving like a lunatic. The Epstein files, 38,000 references to Donald Trump's name, more references to Donald than there is references to Harry in the Harry Potter book, more references to Donald than Jesus in the Bible.
Oh,
And
wow.
Trump is mentioned in some of the most grotesque ways.
Yep.
And there's even much more questions. I don't even think there's questions anymore, really, when it comes to the narrative that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide. I think we
he
can
alive,
pretty
baby.
much rule that out. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you take a look at the timeline of what happened, I'll give you an example. In addition to the recent data that there was someone in an orange jumpsuit that was on the cameras like an hour before Epstein died, and that was removed from the official narrative. Did you know that one of the ways that Epstein allegedly died by suicide was he hung himself, they said, with a noose. But the noose was never recovered, and instead they took a photo of the orange jumpsuit tied in a knot. But that's not what was used to hang Epstein. There was an actual noose that's never been recovered, and that's in the Epstein files.
Hello, Janice.
Did you know that? Learning more details about the guy they put in with Epstein. Someone who was a quadruple murderer. Someone by the name of
we got
Nicholas
spiders of him.
Tartaglione, whose MO was that he kills people involved in child sex trafficking.
Yeah, you missed me the last 2
and they
days. I
moved
done
him to
showed
be
you
with
his
Epstein.
new pictures.
He's since
That's
filed a
him at the
petition
top.
saying that he wants
know.
Donald Trump
Over
to
here.
pardon or commute his sentence, and says that the reason that he was moved next to Epstein was to kill him, although he was taken out purportedly a few days before Epstein died. But take a look at what we uncovered at the Midas Touch Network, and I think this is a big finding. So Epstein died August 10th, but Trump's DOJ prepared the press release regarding Epstein's death on August 9th.
Absolutely.
Let me repeat that. The draft press release regarding Epstein's death was created the day before Epstein died.
And the day before that,
On
he
Friday,
was putting together
Epstein
his will.
died Saturday, August 10th. And
Moving
on the
things
draft
around.
press release, it made no reference
Creating
to
a
dying
trust.
by apparent suicide. It just said pronounced dead. Let me show you what they prepared for Epstein.
You too, Janice.
Regarding his death the day before he died. And how did we get this? These drafts we uncovered in the Epstein files that were produced. So you'll see on top, Friday, August 9th, 2019. So if this was just some typo, the typo would have to be Friday instead of Saturday, August 9th instead of August 10th. Those are two significant things, not just the date itself. Statement of Manhattan U.S. Attorney on the death of defendant Jeffrey Epstein. This was prepared a day before Epstein died. Manhattan U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman said earlier this morning the Manhattan Correctional Center confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein, who faced charges brought by this office of engaging in sex trafficking of minors, had been found unresponsive in his cell and pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Today's events are disturbing, and we are deeply aware of their potential to present yet another hurdle to giving Epstein's many victims their day in court. To those brave young women who have already come forward, and to the many others who have yet to do so, let me reiterate that we remain committed to standing for you in our investigation of the conduct charged in the indictment, which included a conspiracy count, remains ongoing. Oh yeah, and by the way, you know that the key footage right around the time of Epstein's death, that part was deleted. We now know that someone in an orange jumpsuit seems to have been there right before. And then the cameras are deleted. The officers did not go where they were supposed to go. And
I hope
then
you have a great day as well.
basically pled guilty to lying.
Y'all hit the like button, even in the bushes.
And then, in order for them to give statements here. This is the official one. The day later, when Epstein died, Saturday, August 10th, 2019. This is not the draft, and you'll see they add one word here where they say, Manhattan U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman said earlier this morning the Manhattan Correctional Center confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein, who faced charges brought by this office of engaging in sex trafficking of minors, had been found unresponsive in his cell and was pronounced dead shortly thereafter of an apparent suicide. So on August 9th, this was already done, as though he had died the day before.
Mm-hmm.
You see what happened? And then they added apparent suicide thereafter. We're still going to be digging in, of course, on this. And I think our reporting is leading the way. You can tell me what you think. But we are laser focused on this, and we are not going to let it go. Another important development that has Donald Trump up all night.
So somebody accidentally chose
I need for y'all to hit the like button if you want this tea. It's hot. Double tap the face of your phone. If you're listening in on your phone device, so hit the three dots at the top right corner. I'll wait. It's 143 people. Only have 9 likes. Do the math. Hit the like button. Free, no charge. Just double check, double tap. Hit the like button, like, share, subscribe, join the membership. Get a membership.
Democrat Chastity Martinez in Louisiana won easily Louisiana House District 60,
They done lost Louisiana.
a special election, defeating Republican Brad
tsunami.
Daigle
Blue.
and holding the
Ocean
seat.
wave.
Here's an important point. Trump carried this exact House district in Louisiana by 13 points. So Republicans were hoping this was going to be their first flip, because Democrats have flipped all these special elections across the country. You know how every week or 2 weeks I'm doing these reports? Remember last weekend I did the report on Texas State Senate District 9? Democrats have won every flip. Republicans thought this was a chance because Trump won this plus 13. This was basically a plus 39, plus 40 Democrat overperformance. Remember last week's State Senate District number 9 was a plus 31 Democrat overperformance.
Hey,
Democrats are overperforming now, plus 31, plus 40, plus 20. So any of these Republican House districts,
it's a whole
and this was
blue
a state
tsunami.
race in Louisiana, but as we talk about the midterms, this blue tsunami can be the biggest blue tsunami ever. Because if you're
Please
plus
come
20,
in, hit
plus
the like
25,
button.
you could lose if you're a Republican right now, because the country hates you, because you're screwing everybody over. And I think Democratic Senator Ossoff in Georgia put it perfectly. Did you see the speech we covered on the Midas Touch Network? He was giving an incredible speech, and this was just pitch perfect. He says, whatever happened to that don't tread on me crowd? Wasn't MAGA the don't tread on me crowd? Watch Senator Ossoff here. It's brilliant. It's presidential. It's A+. Let's play this clip.
They don't have to identify themselves. They don't have to explain why you've been stopped. Film them and they tell you you've been added to a terrorist watch list.
Exactly.
A Republican congressman running for Senate in Texas said, quote, "When a federal officer gives you instructions," he said, "you abide by them and you get to keep your life." Obey the federal government, they tell us, or die. Explain why you've been stopped. Film them and they tell you you've been added to a terrorist watch list. A Republican congressman running for Senate in Texas said, quote, "When a federal officer gives you instructions," he said, "you abide by them and you get to keep your life." Obey the federal government, they tell us, or die. What happened to "don't tread on me"? And by the way, if you're carrying a firearm, the Trump administration said they have license to kill you. Are there any principled constitutional conservatives left in the United States?
And then Senator Ossoff said, "We were told that MAGA was for working class. Turns out they're just for the Epstein class." The Epstein class. Nailed it. Here, play this clip.
Now, you remember, we were told that MAGA was for working class Americans. You remember that? But this is a government of, by, and for the ultra-rich. It is the wealthiest cabinet ever. This is the Epstein class ruling our country. They are the elites they pretend to hate. So prices are up, jobs are going away, Medicaid and school lunches are slashed, nursing homes are getting defunded. If you're Steve Bannon,
Hey, Monty.
and your pitch was Trump for the forgotten man and woman, how do you sell any of this? Trump was supposed to fight for the working class. Instead, he's literally closing rural clinics and hospitals to cut taxes for George Soros and Elon Musk. He was supposed to end the globalist world police foreign policy. Instead, we're doing war for oil and nation building again and threatening to conquer Greenland. He was supposed to drain the swamp. Instead, this is the most corrupt administration of all time, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Listen.
And here he talks about Donald Trump stealing money for himself by suing the government and stealing $10 billion for himself. Play this clip.
Went away. Dar Global, the real estate fund tied to Saudi royals, has new Trump deals in 4 countries. The governments of Qatar and Oman are investing too. But Trump doesn't just want money from foreign governments. He wants money from the U.S. government too. So our president is suing the United States for $10 billion. This is actually a thing he's doing. Did you see this? And if you're thinking, wait a minute, isn't that our tax dollars? The answer is yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million, and thanks so much for watching.
Okay, what's next? What's next? What y'all think the world sure knows? Yeah. Hold on. Let's go.
The person who invented this cleaning product is so smart. No matter how dirty your oven is, it will instantly clean with zero scrubbing. Take any dirty...
To rip away the microphone from Kentucky Republican Congress member Thomas Massey when he was speaking at a local GOP club in Oldham in Kentucky.
Okay,
and
hold on.
the local leaders grabbed the
y'all hit the
microphone.
like button.
In the past 24 to 48 hours, the Trump DOJ has deleted critical documents that
Why?
were previously made. In the past 24 to 48 hours, the Trump DOJ has deleted critical documents that were previously made public by the Trump Department of Justice in the partial release of Epstein file documents. Specifically, they have removed the 86-page prosecution memo, which listed the possible co-conspirators in the Epstein case and the victims' allegations against those possible co-conspirators. Julie K. Brown, the incredible reporter from the Miami Herald, was one of the first to write about the Trump regime deleting this from the database. We have a copy of it still here at the Midas Touch Network, which we also posted on MidasPlus.com so that it can't be deleted. So check it out there. I'll talk about that in a moment. In the past 24 to 48 hours, the Trump regime has also ordered the local Kentucky GOP parties to rip away the microphone from Kentucky Republican Congressmember Thomas Massie when he was speaking at a local GOP club in Oldham in Kentucky. And the local leaders grabbed the microphone away from Massie so he cannot speak the truth. We're also learning in the past 24 to 48 hours as well more information about how the FBI sought to redact images of the former U.S. president, former U.S. presidents, Secretary of States, and other celebrities from the files. And we're learning more details about the extensive cover-up efforts by the Trump regime in other areas. I mean, outside of the Epstein files, we've learned, and the New York Times reported, that FBI agents equipped with a signed warrant prepared to document blood spatter and bullet holes in Renee Good. She was murdered by Trump's ICE Gestapo in Renee Good's SUV, and they received orders to stop from Kash Patel and at the highest level of the Trump regime because they did not want there to be an investigation that would contradict Donald Trump's claim that Renee Nicole Good, quote, violently, willfully, and maliciously ran over the ICE officer because the blood splatter results would contradict that. Frankly, the video contradicts it, but they interfered and manipulated with an ongoing investigation, and that was one of the main reasons why all of those federal prosecutors in Minneapolis abruptly quit. Like the whole office in Minneapolis, federal prosecutor's office is gone. Let's just go through this one by one. First, I want to show you Republican Thomas Massie. He was behind the discharge petition with Democrat Ro Khanna. And you'll see when he was giving a speech on February 6th in Oldham County, you'll see, and he was speaking in front of the local GOP chapter right there. One of the leaders of that local GOP chapter, they rip away the microphone from Massie because Massie wants to talk about the Epstein files and Donald Trump's connection to it and a cover-up of a child sex trafficking ring and how Donald Trump has betrayed his base. This is what MAGA transparency looks like, where they rip away the microphone from Thomas Massie for speaking the truth. Here, play this clip.
You are a congressman. You are not for the Speaker of the House. I vote for you. Welcome to the Smith pit, baby. Oh, yeah.
Now, that was right around the time that Massie was posting things like this. From March 2025, he posts this letter from the Epstein files. Again, only a partial release of the Epstein files has been made public. There's still 3 million documents, which could be as many as 25 to 50 million pages, that have not been produced. But here's what Massie posts. This is from March 2025. Who is protected under this transparency task? Presidents, Secretary of State, celebrities. Nothing would have been released if Ro Khanna, Congressmember Ro Khanna, and I had enforced this. But even now, and against the law, they are withholding information to protect perpetrators. Right? We also are learning that Ghislaine Maxwell, who spoke with Donald Trump's number 2 at the DOJ, Todd Blanche, who used to be Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney. That's what Blanche's role was. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's supposed to have her deposition taken by the House Oversight Committee on Monday. Even though she spoke with Todd Blanche, she's now going to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights because she doesn't want to talk about what she knows about Donald and other people, and she's going to refuse to answer all of the questions from the House Oversight Committee, despite the fact that her deposition was moved back from August till now, because she said she had to wait until the Supreme Court ruling on her case so that she'd be able to testify, because she said she would have to invoke her Fifth Amendment
Jason, we
rights while the
grown.
Supreme
Hold
Court
on.
had not.
Jason, we are grown and we're respectful over here. Maybe you're in the wrong place. Go over there where they change diapers for old ass people. Okay? Okay, Jason? Yeah. Bye. Okay, y'all. As we work, can y'all hit the like button, please? We grown. We no distractions. No.
Spoke with Donald Trump's number 2 at the DOJ, Todd Blanche, who used to be Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney. That's what Blanche's role was. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's supposed to have her deposition taken by the House Oversight Committee on Monday. Even though she spoke with Todd Blanche, she's now going to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights because she doesn't want to talk about what she knows about Donald and other people, and she's going to refuse to answer all of the questions from the House Oversight Committee, despite the fact that her deposition was moved back from August till now, because she said she had to wait until the Supreme Court ruling on her case so that she'd be able to testify, because she said she would have to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights while the Supreme Court had not ruled. Well, the Supreme Court ruled against her. They didn't overturn the conviction that she's a child sex trafficker. She said she was going to testify, and now she's going to invoke the Fifth. Do you see cover up after cover up after cover up here? That's why I want to go through with you in this methodical detail. But here's a March 2025 email from FBI agents, Kash Patel's department, where the FBI discusses internally the clear and specific guidance to redact images of former U.S. presidents, Secretary of State, and other celebrities who may be in the files. Now let's talk about, though, that DOJ 86-page prosecution memo. The prosecution memo is dated December 19th, 2019. Notably, when I reviewed all 3 million documents in the Epstein files, that have been produced so far, the partial release of documents, that is, one of the things I noticed is, where's all the internal communications and internal memos and deliberative process information? Intra-office, inter-office communications. Where are the FBI victim interviews, survivor interviews? They just weren't there. But this one was produced, which I found interesting, but then all of a sudden it was deleted from the public database. Fortunately, we downloaded it here at the Midas Touch Network, so we have a copy of it that you can look at by going to MidasPlus.com. We posted it on our Substack, MidasPlus.com. But as Julie K. Brown writes, DOJ's 86-page prosecution memo listing possible co-conspirators in the Epstein case and the victims' allegations against those possible co-conspirators disappeared from their website after the Miami Herald questioned them about the list. So take a look over here. You'll notice on top of this memo, this is the 86-page prosecution memo, it says privileged, attorney work product, deliberative process, confidential, subject to federal rule of criminal procedure 6E. And you'll see it says to Jeffrey Berman. He was the Maine United States Attorney, the lead federal prosecutor for the Southern District of New York during this time period. It's from all of his AUSAs. But for whatever reason, their names are redacted. I'm not sure why it's redacted. One of them should be Maureen Comey, who the Trump regime fired. She was the one who prosecuted Epstein and Ghislaine. It's dated December 19, 2019, and it says investigation into potential co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein. And the memo says, this memorandum details the investigative steps taken since the indictment of Jeffrey Epstein in his district on July 2nd, 2019, and analyzes the extent to which certain of Epstein's associates and employees may or may not be criminally liable for their conduct during their employment with Epstein. You'll note that that is dated after Epstein died Right, Epstein died in early-ish August. But when I was going through this document, one of the things I noticed is that, like, go to page 69, 72, 79, I can keep going through these, where it is supposed to mention the co-conspirators, all of that is redacted. Like, all of those names are redacted. There are certain portions that reference, maybe other people, but most of this document is still redacted, but it was made public. None of that should be redacted, and this document should still be made public. We should know who all the co-conspirators are, right? Like this, when people talk about lists, this 86-page prosecution memo would be a list of co-conspirators and the analysis by the DOJ at that time in 2019 about whether these people on the list should be prosecuted. Now, look, in 2019, it would make sense for there to be what's called a deliberative process privilege, because if you charged these individuals, the deliberative process privilege is like your work product, your memos, your inter-office communications. That stuff is not made public during criminal cases in general. You have to produce all the evidence that you have against the criminal defendant. They're presumed innocent until they're found guilty, but you wouldn't turn over all of your inter-office emails. It would be giving away, today's the Super Bowl, for example. It would be like giving away your playbook, right, to the other side. Instead of, you have to show what's happening in the game, but you don't give away the playbook. But for purposes of the Epstein Transparency Act, the whole thing is reveal your playbook. The deliberative process, right, the inner office emails and memos, that's precisely the type of stuff that we want to see in the Epstein Transparency Act. Transparency, because we want to know who are on the lists, who are you considering charging, why didn't you charge them? That's precisely what we want. And even when this 86-page prosecution memo was made public, the key names were redacted. You see all these pages redacted. But now they just deleted it and think that we're stupid. So we saved it, and what I suppose should happen now is that, you look at the Bates number over here, you see this? EFTA, let's take a look at the Bates number, bottom right. EFTA 2731082. By the way, you see there's another Bates number there, because all this stuff was made available, was ready to be produced years ago if they wanted to. There was no reason for any delay here. But we should just ask, in a public records request, and people are doing this, produce EFTA 02730182, that whole series of Bates numbers and all of these other internal memos, and remove the redactions, because that violates the Epstein Transparency Act. Aaron Parnas, who's got his own great YouTube site, and he works with the Midas Touch Network as well. Aaron also learned the following from his sources. Epstein survivors tell me that they were told in meetings with Republican lawmakers that everyone was supportive of asking Pam Bondi hard questions about the Epstein files when she appears for her testimony this week. She's testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. But afterwards, they were told by a source in the Republican establishment that those questions won't be asked. Republican members have been told to avoid any questions about the Epstein files and to only focus on the, quote, positives that Bondi accomplished during her testimony. So again, it's cover-up after cover-up after cover-up. And finally, FBI agents equipped with a signed warrant prepared to document blood splatter and bullet holes in Renee Good's SUV, but they received orders to stop from Kash Patel and at the highest levels of the Trump regime. The New York Times reports the fear a civil rights investigation would contradict Donald Trump's claim that Good violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who fired at her as she drove away her vehicle. So you have Joseph Thompson right here, one of the top federal prosecutors in Minneapolis. He did the right thing in the sense that he wrote in an email to colleagues that the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, a state agency that specializes in investigating police shootings, would team up with the FBI to determine where the shooting had been, whether the shooting had been justified and lawful or had violated Renee Nicole Good's civil rights. That's the appropriate protocol, even though it should be obvious to us on the video that her civil rights were violated. You go through the investigation, you do blood splatter reports, you do a search warrant to determine if excessive force was used. That's the normal protocol. But later in the week, FBI agents, equipped with a signed warrant, prepared to document blood splatter and bullet holes in Miss Good's SUV, received orders to stop. And instead, what the Trump DOJ said, what you need to focus on is the opposite, an assault on the officer, and whether Renee Nicole Good's wife was responsible for the murder of Renee Nicole Good, and that's when all those prosecutors in Minneapolis resigned right here. Just share this with you as well, other Epstein emails. Like, this is why this is so deeply serious. Saturday, October 19th, 2013. From somebody who's redacted. Why is this name redacted right here? To Jeffrey Epstein. Is she too old for you? LOL. Well, I will hunt my other Czech friends. And Epstein says, too old.
Too
Who's
old.
that person and why are they redacted? Who is being protected right here?
Absolutely.
How about this? In a 2018 email, Epstein casually acknowledges himself as a sex trafficker with no denials. He says he met someone who was working on a movie about a sex trafficker who had a private island with sex slaves, and he informed her that that's him, and she's doing a movie about him, and she didn't realize that she was talking to the guy she's making a movie about, and quote, she almost fainted. Or how about this? Aaron Parnas reports, who sent Jeffrey Epstein an image of what appears to be a 10-year-old child? And why is this redacted? Age 10. How sick and disgusting can you get? I mean, by the way, can I share this with you as well? So back in 2017, there were these pranksters who tried to set up Prime Minister Carney, who at the time was the lead banker for the Bank of England. He was the lead governor of the Bank of England. And so the pranksters wrote this to Prime Minister Carney. They said something like this. Actually, I'm glad to hear from you. Someone was posing as Anthony Hobgood. I don't think it was actually Hobgood, who's a business person in the UK. I'm glad I heard from you. I'm having Summer Nights themed soiree on Saturday, June 17th. As much martini as you can take. Are you free? And then Mark Carney says, sounds ideal. We'll check at home and at work. And then this person posing as Anthony Hobgood in 2017 says, excellent. I've hired some rather dashing bar ladies. Is that PC? If you ask for crystal glasses, you'll be able to admire their enchanting dexterity. I keep those glasses low down. Ha! You don't reach my age without knowing all of those tricks. And then Prime Minister Carney responds, sorry, Anthony, not appropriate at all. To which Hobgood responds, well, report me to Brussels then. You did know I was joking, didn't you? It's an old story, my friend, rather fun. Even though that was a prankster trying to set up Carney, do you see how Carney kept it professional the entire time and said, that's not appropriate. That's the right response. Not appropriate. I'm not engaging in these types of communications or conversations. I just think that's interesting because when people try to set him up, that's how Carney behaved. Just shut it down. Hit subscribe. Let's get...
Okay, what we got next? Get the likes up, y'all. Y'all be playing too much on a early Sunday morning. Early one Sunday morning. Breakfast was on the table. Can we get the likes up? What? Can we get the likes up? What we doing? Where are we going? How long we been on here? 38 minutes. And you mean to tell me y'all can't get the likes up? Okay, soon as it start getting good, I'ma bam! And then it's gonna be gone. Hold on. Thank you.
Enhance your membership with the American Express Platinum Card and access over $3,500 in annual value.
He said when
Y'all get the likes up?
Good evening. This is a report on former President Barack Obama and a public speech that is drawing national attention. Obama appeared at Hamilton College in Clinton, New York, as part of the school's Sacerdote Great Names series. In a moderated conversation, he spoke about the current political climate and delivered sharp criticism of President Donald Trump's approach to government. Obama said his concern goes beyond any single policy fight. He warned that basic democratic standards are being tested, and he urged citizens and major institutions to respond. The remarks spread quickly after the event through video clips and published excerpts. In one widely shared part, Obama asked listeners to imagine the reaction if he, as president, had taken similar steps against the press, law firms, universities, or student protest. He said the double standard is hard to miss and said these actions run against what he called the country's basic compact. Here's what Obama said, what he focused on, and why it matters. Obama began by acknowledging the obvious. He and Trump have major differences. He said there are many policies where he holds strong views, including on the economy and trade. But he said the deeper issue is not a specific tariff rate or a single budget line. He said the deeper issue is whether the country still shares a set of rules for resolving disagreements. Obama described a period in American life, especially after World War II, when Democrats and Republicans argued fiercely but still accepted certain foundations. He listed the rule of law, separation of powers, an independent judiciary, and the Bill of Rights. He said the ideal is that every person counts, every person has dignity, and everyone has the same basic worth.
Everybody
he also
counts.
named freedom of worship and freedom of the press as key protections. He added that the ideal was never perfect. He said there were corrupt politicians in every era, and there were abuses of power. He said the country also had major gaps in access and influence. Still, he argued that most Americans agreed those standards were the right goal, even when the nation fell short. Then he said that commitment has weakened over time. Obama offered several reasons. One, he said, is that government grew larger and often felt distant. He said rules can be frustrating, and some rules are not well designed. When people feel ignored or stuck in red tape, they can lose confidence, not just in an agency, but in the whole system. Two, he said, is that politics became more tribal as the country changed. He described how recently many top political institutions were far less diverse. He mentioned that when he arrived in the U.S. Senate, he was the only African-American senator, and there was only one Hispanic senator. He used that memory to show that the political class looked different not long ago. His point was that it can be harder to show patience toward people you disagree with when you feel they are not like you. Three, he pointed to the economy and inequality. He said the economy has not worked for everyone, and that has fed resentment and anger. When people feel the rules are not fair, they are less likely to respect the rules. Four, he focused on the media environment. He said a democracy depends on a well-informed public and a free, effective press. He argued that trust in information has been attacked for years. He said when citizens do not share basic facts, politics can turn into pure conflict because there is less common ground to stand on. After laying out that background, Obama turned to the present. He said conditions have gotten worse. He said he did not think recent economic moves, including tariffs, would be good for America. But he said that is not what worries him most. He said he is more worried about the use of federal power to pressure or punish institutions that are meant to be independent. He gave examples. He said he is deeply concerned about a federal government that threatens universities if they do not comply with demands tied to speech and protest on campus. He described pressure to hand over students who are exercising their right to speak and to protest. He framed this as a free speech issue and as a warning sign about how government power can be used. He also said he is troubled by moves that target law firms. He described the idea of the White House telling firms that if they represent parties the administration does not like, those firms could lose business or face other penalties. He said this kind of pressure is contrary to the basic deal Americans rely on, that people can hire lawyers, go to court, and seek help without being punished by the government. Then Obama delivered the line
I
that
like
drew
the
a loud
remix.
reaction in the room. He said, "Imagine if I had done any of this." He asked the audience to imagine if he had pulled Fox News credentials from the White House press corps. He said people might laugh, but he stressed that this is the
I
type
don't
of
know if I
behavior
know.
he believes is now being accepted. He said, imagine if he had told
I
law
remember
firms that
the
represented
remix.
critics of his policies that they would be barred from government buildings.
I
He
hear
said,
Cyndi
imagine if
Lauper,
his
though.
administration had
Who
punished
was the
businesses
remix
for
with?
dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran nuclear deal. He also asked people to imagine if his administration had tried to punish students for protesting his
No, what's the
policies
remix?
or had used federal contracts as leverage against critics. His point was not to relive old fights with Fox News. His point was to highlight what he sees as selective outrage. Behavior that would have triggered a massive backlash if done by him, he said, is being met with silence by some political leaders now. Obama then made a second point. He said this is not only a partisan argument, he said it is about national identity and shared values. He said many people treat phrases like rule of law and independent judiciary as abstract. He said some voters think those concepts do not matter when they are worried about groceries, rent, and the cost of everyday life.
I'm gonna hear it. Let me see if it's the one I'm thinking. Hold on.
It's out to my mother.
Yeah.
The one I love.
Oh no.
And the one I lost. When it comes down to
Boy, come on.
she said to me, boy, hurry to Sunday school. Feel with early one Sunday morning.
Breakfast was on the table.
There was no time to
Mm-hmm.
boy, hurry to
Sunday school.
feel with the love of glory. Sweet Saturday. Well, well, well. Once in a while, she would
I like the old one. And I may be being you know, biased cause you know. Only one of R. Kelly songs. I'm from the Midwest. Only one I like from R. Kelly is uh let me think of it.
He argued that view is mistaken.
Saved. I mean, I hope by then he had stopped doing what he was doing. He saved me. That one. You remember that one? He saved me. Let me see. That's the only one I like of R. Kelly. And I hope God did. Oh, yeah. Never think about what he was doing.
unplug the machine, he's gone now. Then told my wife to be strong now. Then a small voice said,
That one. You remember that one? You remember that one? You save me. You save. Gave me a second chance. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, we gonna need a job opening. Fooling with you. I listen to it a lot. Yeah, that's about, I ain't gonna even lie. I can't do Ira. I can't do Ira. I can't do Ira. Ira. Yeah, I can't do Ira. Let's keep going.
He said a rules-based society has practical benefits. He said one reason the United States became prosperous is that people could open businesses and build careers without paying bribes. People could support one candidate without fearing the police would harass them. People could expect a fair process in court. He said that is how strong economies are built, by predictable rules and equal treatment. He compared that to places where politics is tied to personal loyalty and where government power is used to punish critics. He warned that if Americans take their legal protections for granted, they may lose them, and the loss will show up in daily life. In short, Obama said the abstract rules can end up affecting the price of eggs, because the health of institutions shapes stability and growth. Obama also addressed a question many Americans have asked: why speak now, and what can people do? He said he had not spoken publicly for
Our
a while, and
ancestors
that
are
he had
from
been
the south
watching.
side of
Then
Chicago.
he said the
Oh,
answer
okay.
does not rest with one hero. He said it is up to all citizens. He said the most important office in a democracy is the citizen, the ordinary person who says, no, that's not right. He called this a moment when people may have to do more than post opinions or wear a slogan. He said one reason democratic habits have weakened is complacency. He said it has been easy in modern American life to say you support social justice or free speech without paying a price.
Right.
He said now there may be a price. He gave examples again, and this time he spoke directly to institutions. He said if a law firm is being threatened, it may have to accept losing business to defend a principle. He said if a
Okay, I
university
gotta
is
go
being
from here.
pressured, it should check itself honestly. If it broke the law or violated its own standards, it should correct that.
Absolutely.
But if it did not, and the pressure is intimidation, he argued the university should stand up for academic freedom. He said that is why universities build large endowments, to protect their mission when funding becomes a weapon. He suggested schools might have to use endowment money
Okay, let's
to keep
move on.
researchers.
Let's go here. I got somewhere to go
This is how to
spiritually.
tell that your olive oil is fake. Number 3, canola oil. If you can find organic.
Official suicide ruling does not add up.
They say it's not
A
true.
royal-linked bombshell has just detonated in the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Prince Andrew's former girlfriend, British socialite Lady Victoria Hervey, now claims the disgraced financier never died in prison and instead escaped in a secret operation. During a live conversation with LBC presenter Tom Swarbrick, Hervey stunned listeners by saying she does not believe Epstein is dead at all. As reported by The Express, she insisted the official suicide ruling does not add up and hinted at a far darker plot behind the scenes. When pressed by the host, Lady Hervey now claims the disgraced financier never died in prison and instead escaped in a secret operation. Jeffrey Epstein saga. Prince Andrew's former girlfriend, British socialite Lady Victoria Hervey, now claims the disgraced financier never died in prison and instead escaped in a secret operation. During a live conversation with LBC presenter Tom Swarbrick, Hervey stunned listeners by saying she does not believe Epstein is dead at all. As reported by The Express, she insisted the official suicide ruling does not add up and hinted at a far darker plot behind the scenes. When pressed by the host, Lady Hervey doubled down. She claimed Epstein may have been secretly swapped out of his jail cell and replaced with another body. According to The Express's account of the interview, she referenced a long-running internet theory involving what she described as a trip van used to extract him. Hervey suggested the escape was organized at a level far beyond a simple prison failure, calling it an intricate operation rather than a coincidence.
So that they make
Her most explosive
that they
claim
make
came next. Lady Hervey
jailers
said
go
she
to sleep
believes
too.
Epstein could
Told them to take a
partly be
nap.
alive in Israel. The remark instantly
Did they tell the jailers to take a nap? Go to sleep. while we ride him up out of here. It doesn't matter if he is alive or dead because he and his island are only one of many. I mean, it do matter. I mean, he still needs to serve. The victim still need to have justice, and that there's a possibility, Hampton, if he's still alive, then people and kids are still in danger. Yeah, because he's sick now. This is a sickness, an illness. So it do matter. All of them need to be shut down.
Claim came next. Lady Hervey said she believes Epstein could currently be alive in Israel. The remark instantly revived years of conspiracy speculation surrounding his 2019 death. Epstein was officially declared dead after guards found him unresponsive inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. As widely documented and reiterated in Express reporting, he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges when he was discovered hanging off the side of his bed. The circumstances surrounding that night were riddled with irregularities. Surveillance cameras malfunctioned. Guards reportedly failed to perform required checks. Former Attorney General William Barr later described the incident, in comments quoted by the Express, as a perfect storm of screw-ups. Those failures led to senior prison officials being fired, but for many observers, the explanation never fully closed the case. Suspicion hardened into conspiracy. One theory traces back to an anonymous 4chan post written before Epstein's death became public. The poster claimed to be a prison guard and alleged that bodies were switched and Epstein was driven away in a van. According to the Express, Lady Hervey believes newly released Epstein emails give weight to that anonymous claim. She pointed to one message suggesting a guard witnessed suspicious movement of bodies and insisted that person should be formally questioned. Hervey told the LBC audience she had personally read one of the emails included in the Epstein document releases. She argued it raises serious questions about what actually happened inside. One message suggesting a guard witnessed suspicious movement of bodies and insisted that person should be formally questioned. Hervey told the LBC audience she had personally read one of the emails included in the Epstein document releases. She argued it raises serious questions about what actually happened inside the facility. As summarized in Express coverage, she said the guard mentioned in the email could hold critical answers, implying the official narrative may not be the full story. Adding another layer of controversy, Lady Hervey addressed the fact she is named 23 times in the Epstein files. Instead of distancing herself, she framed inclusion as a sign of social power. The Express reports she claimed Epstein surrounded himself with elite figures and suggested not appearing in the documents would almost be embarrassing.
I think he popped out to show Trump.
Backlash online.
Yeah, you ain't win.
Have now
and I'm working.
Global debate
I'm bringing you down behind the scenes.
Settled into history.
I'm giving Jack Smith everything he needs to bring your ass down.
Yet the mixture of prison errors, missing footage, and unanswered
That's why you popping out.
Continues to fuel doubt. Coming from someone
tied to Prince Andrew
and repeatedly named in Epstein records, Lady Victoria Hervey's claims have added a royal dimension to an already volatile mystery. Whether dismissed as fantasy or treated as a hidden truth,
3 times
over
this past week
had settled into history.
After Trump say I'm through with Epstein,
supporting an escape. Yet the mixture of prison errors, missing footage, and unanswered questions continues to fuel doubt. Coming from someone tied to Prince Andrew and repeatedly named in Epstein records, Lady Victoria Hervey's claims have added a royal dimension to an already volatile mystery. Whether dismissed as fantasy or treated as a hidden truth, one thing is clear. The Epstein story refuses to die.
It ain't going nowhere. Oh yeah, I need for y'all to hit the like button. I don't know why y'all play with me. Double tap the face of your phone. Get the lights up. Ooh. Thank you for the torch, Monty. Double tap the face of your phone if you're listening on your phone device, or hit the three dots at the top. I'm almost an hour in. Thank you for the torch. Come on, y'all, let's get the likes up. Hey, Kane Life. Good morning. Oh, it's saying that wasn't him. Hi, Benita. Hey, Flip Mode. Did you hear about Trump forcing the military to buy tickets to the First Lady movie? No, I didn't hear that, but I heard it didn't do what he thought it was gonna do. I mean, they was trying to distract, find friends, phone a friend, become a friend, act like you won. I mean, they was doing all type of crazy stuff. I need a friend. I'm just a bill. I mean, ooh, Lord, what was he not? Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, let's go to some a little more. Well, this is serious too, but let's go off in there. Let's see. Hold on. Ouch. Yeah, they saying he alive. Him alive. Oh, and he's lost Florida. I told y'all that. Oh, he collapsed in Florida. Ooh, how you lose Florida?
Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans are getting a rude awakening in Florida, and they're looking at the midterms coming up, and ain't looking good for Trump and MAGA. Some of the latest polling has Trump's approval in Florida at net negative 7.5%, and that's been decreasing by the day. You have the MAGA Republican governor out there, Ron DeSantis, commenting about the Texas in Florida at net negative 7.5%, and that's been decreasing by the day. You have the MAGA Republican governor out there, Ron DeSantis, commenting about the Texas special elections, including the most recent one for State Senate District number 9, where the Democrat overperformed by plus 31 points and won in a plus 17 Trump district by a plus 14 margin against a Trump-endorsed candidate named Lee Wham Gans. Taylor Remmett went on to win that race. And Ron DeSantis writes, special elections are quirky and not necessarily projectable regarding a general election. That said, a swing of this magnitude is not something that can be dismissed. Republicans should be clear-eyed about the political environment heading into the midterms, and day by day, DeSantis is throwing the Trump regime under the bus even more. That's a story to keep on following. And I saw he came out against data centers and a lot of the AI initiatives of the Trump regime recently as well. You take a look recently, there was that Miami mayor's race as well. And you had Eileen Higgins becoming the first Democrat elected the mayor of Miami in nearly 30 years, when Donald Trump, the same way he endorsed that MAGA candidate in Texas, he endorsed the mayoral Republican candidate Gonzalez in Miami, who suffered a massive loss
Hey, Randall.
there. You know, and that brings us really to Florida's 27th congressional district right here, where you have a big race coming up. You have this MAGA Republican
How he gonna make somebody?
Salazar.
He can't make them do that.
Cuba, and her whole thing was that she was protecting the population from socialism and dictators, and then she hoisted up Donald Trump, who was a dictator and who does socialism for the billionaires. And she's been saying and promising her constituents all along that promise you, you know, Donald Trump is not going to do immigration raids. He's not going after people who have been here for a long time. He's only going after criminals.
I don't even like mentioning that movie. Y'all hit the like button.
This is, by the way, what she's been saying. She's been MAGA through and through. And so I'll just give you one clip, for example. The day after the presidential election, when she was interviewed by PBS, she said, I promise you, everybody, Donald Trump is supporting my Dignity Act. It's called the Dignity Act because if you've been here and you're hardworking and you're an immigrant, you have nothing to worry about at all.
It ain't in my algorithm.
You're good. It's only the violent criminals. Trump told me, he promised me, we're going to get this act passed. And even if we don't get the act passed, he supports it. Watch what she said on PBS the day after the election.
The government is banning this $29 AI dog next month, and this is your last shot to get the original lifelike version.
I am sure that that the Trump administration is not going to be targeting those people who have been here for more than 5 years, that are American kids, that don't have criminal records, that have been working in the economy and paying taxes. I am sure that they're going to hone in on the criminals who arrived.
If you bet you're going to lose your money.
Because I wrote the Dignity Act, and I am the first one who understands that you have to give some type of dignity to those who have been here for more than 5 years, people who have roots in the country, not people who are coming to commit crimes.
If I can just clarify from you, have you received those kinds of details from anyone in a potential Trump administration? Because so far what we've heard is a proposal for mass deportations. You have about 30 seconds left. Have you gotten those assurances?
Mass deportation to those who are committing crimes who have been here for less than 5 years. You understand that you have millions of undocumented who are contributing with the economy and are helping our country to be a better one.
Checking in on the Trump administration, you support what she just said? She said that she spoke to Trump, you read the legislation, you're with it. It's not what you were doing. You were attacking hardworking people here in this country and American citizens as well. Let's check in with the White House and see what they had to say recently.
Anything about her really ain't in my algorithm. Thank you, Randall, for the bronze medal.
Citizenship. 10 Republicans signed on to what she's calling the Dignity Act. I'm curious what the White House's position is on the legislation and if the president would veto this bill if it made it to its desk.
From my understanding, the White House nor the president has actually read through this legislation. We've been focused on, of course, the One Big Beautiful Bill, which passed, which is another historic accomplishment of this president in record time. The Genius Act this week, the rescissions package, that's been the...
They haven't read it. They don't support it. They haven't read it. They don't support it. So Congresswoman Salazar now says, you know, Hispanics are leaving the GOP in large numbers. We got issues. And then here's what she says about Machado, the former leader of Venezuela, or the opposition leader, rather, of Venezuela. Let's play this clip.
The America First agenda. Sorry, America First agenda. Yes.
So just real quickly, if you can, Maria Machado, you just heard what Congressman Crow said about her not being part of this, at least the initial stage of this plan. I know that you traveled to Oslo with her. Was she disappointed to hear that they're allowing the elevation of the vice president to run the country for now?
Well, I have not been able to talk to her, but I do know that she is very much pro-America, and she dedicated that Nobel Peace Prize to the president. We have to put things into context, and the opposition within Venezuela understands that. We need to, this Delcy lady who swore herself in, and that we have to work with her for now. But Marco Rubio said it. It's been 48 hours. Let's give us a few months until we create the stability, and I'm sure that Maria Corina Machado.
Let's just give a few more months. Give me 2 more weeks. It's all going to be better. I promise you. I want to bring in Richard Lamondon. Richard, great to see you. Richard,
it's going to get
entrepreneur
better
over there in Miami. You're running against Maria Salazar.
Okay, I got to go.
27th Congressional District.
He lost. He's losing it.
She was like a newscaster in the area. You know, she ran making all of these promises, and she lies about everything. And it's very dangerous lies because she lured her community into basically a death trap. And now it's like a Ponzi scheme where she keeps moving the goalposts as her people and the district is under attack. Talk to us about the district that you're running for.
Absolutely. So this district is in many ways the key district here in Florida. It covers the heart of Miami. You mentioned Eileen Higgins' mayoral victory. A big part of this district is the city of Miami where she won. It is a district that is heavily Cuban, heavily Venezuelan, basically pan-Latin American. And you nailed every piece of this where she's been with Trump every step of the way. She has said, like you said in the clip, that we're only going to focus on criminals, and yet here this district is also the one within our backyard is Alligator Alcatraz, and that prison camp out there where she went out to the site, toured it, and said, the beds were pretty comfortable. So this is a congresswoman that is basically a weather vane. She leads from behind on every issue. You know, one of the big things that she has done is not support the Venezuelan community. You mentioned Maria Corina Machado, but also Venezuelans here in South Florida have lost temporary protected status while the same Maduro regime is in power. She has not stood up to administration when Cubans have had double the number of deportations this year than they've had last year. A lot of seniors, many of them of Cuban descent, have been left in fear because she initially did not support expanding the SNAP benefits that almost were cut. She has supported the Caroline Levitt talked about the big.
Let's go. I'm finna go in now, y'all. Dang, I want to hear both of them. Let's hear it. Let's go.
I don't hate going to work.
Let's go. Let's just listen.
It's frustrating. I'm trying to listen to God. I got my own flesh and my pulling me here, my own desires, my family, my friends, all these things is distracting me from the truth, and it's difficult to give in, especially when you're young, man. But if you can go through it, you'll come out like gold. If I can go through the fire. They don't want to go through the fire. They want the lotto and go to Jamaica and the Bahamas to do their own selfish thing. But he said, if you wait till I exalt you, I give you the desires of your heart. But it's difficult to wait because everybody's in a hurry. Technology, it's fast, it's in a hurry. They're angry, they're frustrated, they got time, they're on the cell phone, they want to text message you, y'all in the same car, you gonna text message him, he right there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in a hurry. I don't know where they going, but when they get there, oh, they gonna be sorry. The faster you try to get there, that career, that money, and you gonna figure it out that, man, it was the journey. It was not the destination. You was in a hurry to get there, to come up, to be this, to be that. And when you get there, you gonna feel discouraged more than you did before you even started to get there. Cause it was the journey, the people that you didn't stop to talk to like me at checking. The people at the gas station. You was in a hurry to get there, but it was the journey. It was the gas station. It's checkers. It's the journey, not the destination. Because the destination is steadily evolving. We always growing in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. It's always evolving. And we can never obtain it because it's steadily, constantly evolving. The more humble you be, then the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. But when you think you got it and you on your way, then you're going to get less of it because can't nobody talk to you. Evolving. The more humble you be, then the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. To understand it. It's always evolving. And we can never obtain it because it's steadily, constantly evolving. The more humble you be, then the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. But when you think you got it and you on your way, then you're going to get less of it because can't nobody talk to you. You can't stop. You're in a hurry. I would say this, it's a journey. The people that you didn't stop to talk to like me at checking. The people at the gas station. You was in a hurry to get there, but it was the journey. It was the gas station. It's checkers. It's the journey, not the destination. Because the destination is steadily evolving. We always growing in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. It's always evolving. And we can never obtain it because it's steadily, constantly evolving. The more humble you be, then the more you can be fulfilled with the truth. But when you think you got it and you on your way, then you're going to get less of it because can't nobody talk to you. You can't stop. You're in a hurry. I would say this, it's a man with pushing a basket. This man right here, they grill you now. Don't look at the outside appearance. I've seen him in action. He was pushing a basket. And I was under the bridge. And I was talking to everybody except him. He was the last person I talked to. He said, why didn't you talk to me first? He said, I should have talked. He said, don't you ever pass by a man pushing a basket and don't acknowledge him. I've never do it in my life. I talk to the person pushing that basket. How's your day? How you doing? I talk to the homeless people because it said be careful how you entertain strangers.
That's what it says.
And most people that came
because you may be entertaining God.
Together,
that's what it says.
That they've been through it. Pass by a man pushing a basket and don't acknowledge him. I've never do it in my life. I talk to the person pushing that basket. How's your day? How you doing? I talk to the homeless people because it said be careful how you entertain strangers. And most people that came off the street and they got their career together, they won't even let you know that they've been through it. They try to act brand new. It's a testimony.
Absolutely.
What you go through, it's never do it in my life. I talk to the person pushing that basket. How's your day? How you doing? I talk to the homeless people because it said be careful how you entertain strangers. And most people that came off the street and they got their career together, they won't even let you know that they've been through it. They try to act brand new. It's a
faking
testimony.
and shaking.
What you go through, it's for us to inspire somebody else.
Oh, baby.
It's for me to pull the weak ones up. It's for you to pull the weak ones up. We don't go through this because of our own selfish reasons.
Oh my God, he is so telling the truth. Oh, it's so factual. You fail the test if you holding it for yourself. You're supposed to use that test that you pass Spread the word of God and how he brought you through to bring them to God. Oh my God. But no, we choose to be ashamed. No, boo. Use that test that you pass and tell your testimony. You better speak, brother. Come on.
Let you know that they've been through it. They try to act brand new. It's a testimony. What you go through, it's for us to inspire somebody else. It's for me to pull the weak ones up. It's for you to pull the weak ones up. We don't go through this because of our own selfish reasons. We go through this to give them a testimony of how far God has brought me.
Absolutely.
It was never about me. I thought about me. Why I'm going through this. He said, back up, man. Who you going to inspire? Who you going to tell somebody about the glory, the grace of God if you don't go through it? Get out of yourself.
Get
and once
out
I
of
step
yourself.
back, I be seeing the deep things of God. And so I don't play with it. I don't ask him for a lot. I just say, give me my portion for the day. I don't want a lot of things. Just give me enough that I can deal with. He said, I give you, but fulfill your bond greater than you can ever ask. I know what you desire. I know what you need. But Lord, give me my portion where I can be grateful. Where I can be thankful. They unthankful, they unholy, they ungrateful. They got a job, they don't want the job, they got 40 hours. You can't work on Saturdays, you can't work on Sundays. Now you got 3 days. They always complaining and griping and murmuring. Stop it. He said be grateful with the little things. And wait, and I'll put you there. But he gonna put us in a place where they appreciate me in the job.
Yes.
I don't hate going to work. I gotta watch my back. They backstabbing. You making the money, but I can't go to that job because I gotta watch my back. They're haters. Put me somewhere where I love going to work. I can get up and they appreciate my work and I blend in. God say, I'm gonna put you there, but if you wanna get it, go ahead and get it.
What do you think about haters?
That's a part of the balance in life. They hate. They don't know why they hate. Tell them why they hate sometimes. They don't know they hate. It's just standard thing. They get angry.
Yes.
He taught.
A testimony.
Every way we taught them. They hate. They don't even know why. Because they don't nobody teach them. They don't nobody take time to let them know why they doing things they doing. And that's the whole purpose of life. Let them know what they doing wrong if you see it. I always knew I was doing wrong. What about when they showed me long suffering? What about when they forgave me but I can't forgive him? He made a promise.
He is speaking the truth.
Because they don't know they hate. It's just standard thing. They get angry.
I can so appreciate him. Let him know. Let him know that's what you're doing. Don't be a hater. That ain't of God. Yes. Let the Lord use you. Come on, brother.
He taught. Every way we taught them. They hate. They don't even know why. Because they don't nobody teach them.
Right.
They don't nobody take time to let them know why they doing things they doing. And that's the whole purpose of life. Let them know what they doing wrong if you see it. I always knew I was doing wrong. What about when they showed me long suffering? What about when they forgave me but I can't forgive him? He made a promise.
And you know, when we talking about how they kind of rewrote the Bible and with the new and improved easy reading, and I made mention of there are certain things that they took out on purpose, and long suffering was one of them. You know, when I hear some people talk, because if you get these new Bibles nowadays, maybe what the 90s on, they have totally taken out the word long suffering when it comes to the fruit of the spirit in Galatians. And I recognize that because I went through that struggle in my spiritual walk with long suffering. You know, when I came across it and was really dissecting reaching out for true understanding of the fruits of the spirits and how it applies with judging the tree by the fruit that it bears. And long suffering was a hard one for me to process. And at that time in my life, it said long suffering. It wasn't however they say it now. I don't even know how they say it, but it ain't long suffering. It gives no need to long suffering. So, and I say that because I never understood at that time how all of these good fruits, peace, love, joy, all of this goodness, this happiness, this joyfulness, and then long suffering was put off in it. Of course, now I understand it. And as he is saying, that long suffering, if Christ suffered, he went through, and that was a part of his purpose. So we can't go through this life on this earth and not expect to have some form of suffering, because when I think people really, because we have been taught incorrectly about faith without works is dead. It leads people to believe that God is saying, you take one step, I'll take another. And that's not what God says. God says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. So whatever we're going through, we have to have a measure of faith. So the struggles that we go through is a measure of faith. If you don't go through nothing, how can you say that you have faith? Faith without going anything is a measure, right? So faith without works is dead. You got to work through your long suffering by way of faith. And when you get through it, when you work through really obtaining faith of a mustard seed. See how small it has to be? You just have to have a little bit of faith with your long suffering. But you got to trust and believe in God. And you got to let God get you through it. So that faith without works, thinking that you're saved by works, the Bible says that's not true, and the truth ain't in you. He said, no man stir up righteousness within them own self. So we constantly fail the test because we believe that the only way to get through it is to do it ourselves. And God said, trust him. We continue to fail the test because we think that we have the answers. We think that we have to rely on ourselves so that we get the credit instead of trusting in God and giving God the glory. Big difference, ain't it? So if you ain't never been through nothing, that means that either the devil already have you, you think you really doing it yourself. I mean, I don't know nobody who, I know some people out there who look like they ain't never went through nothing. And heck, we thought it was Trump, but heck, it looked like he went through something. Oh, y'all, I ain't gonna even show y'all that picture. They already putting the age restriction on it. I'm appealing that now. But listen, when I tell you they don't want y'all to hear the truth, ain't nothing this man said that wasn't the truth. So why would they not want y'all to hear it? The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. And the truth ain't in you. I'm pressing my way. I don't want y'all to hear the truth for my sake. I want y'all to hear the truth for your sake. So that you, if you don't know God for your own Savior, that you may reach out to him, because we gonna need him. So they can do whatever they want to do. But you're not doing it unto me. You're doing it unto God, because I'm spreading his word, his truth. And this man right here message is perfect. I don't care what his past is. I don't care how he lived. I don't care nothing about that. I hear the message. I see the man, but I hear the message. And his message is true. So, Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. Come on, let's go.
God say, I'm going to put you there, but if you want to get it, go ahead and get it.
Absolutely.
What do you think about haters?
The hate is real.
The balance in life. They hate. They don't know why they hate. Tell them why they hate sometimes. They don't know they hate. It's just standard thing. They get angry.
And whoever put that restriction tried to hit me with a strike. Yeah, you're a hater. You got a heart condition. Your heart ain't right. You need to find the Lord.
He taught. Every way we taught them. They hate. They don't even know why. Because they don't nobody teach them. They don't nobody take time to let them know why they doing things they doing. And that's the whole purpose of life. Let them know what they doing wrong if you see it. I always knew I was doing wrong. What about when they showed me long suffering? What about when they forgave me, but I can't forgive him? He made a promise. I made a promise. I didn't fulfill it. They didn't go off on me. Well, I got to go off on him because he didn't fulfill his commitment. That's wrong. You got to teach. They don't know. The only God they know is through you, through your experience. They don't know about church because you can't go to church because it's a business.
Facts.
And all the church people, it's a clique, it's a club.
And who is Bibi Netanyahu trying to push his agenda through with this Christian Zionist? He said he going through the mega churches. So again, he right. He 100% right. Yeah.
They don't know. The only God they know is through you, through your experience. They don't know about church because you can't go to church because it's a business. And all the church people, it's a clique, it's a club. And they done forgot about God, it's a business. Look here. It's just the world. Ain't nobody being bold and talk about God because don't pray in school, take the prayer out of school, all these things. It's the world. We're getting in a time where God is not popular no more. And if you talk about it, I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in God. I believe in this. I don't care what you believe in. Let my spirit speak for me. Let my action. But it was a time when I was just a hearer and not a doer. But you gotta balance out. You gotta go through the fire in order to be a doer too.
All right.
You're gonna be a hearer, then you're gonna be a doer. But don't let people throw you off your journey. You can't beat nothing. It's between your relationship with God.
That's between you and God.
They can't understand you all the time because
Woo!
you're trying to
How many times y'all hear me say that? That's between them and God. That's between you and God. That's between me and God. I don't know who you are, brother, but come on, speak your word. Speak the truth. Shame the devil.
throw you off your journey. You can't beat nothing. It's between your relationship with God. They can't understand you all the time because you're trying to figure out your way. I'm trying to figure out my way. I can't prove nothing to them all the time. I don't need them to figure me out. All I got to do is just be patient.
Plant the seed.
And do what was in my ability, my boundary. I don't need to outstep my boundaries. I ain't got to prove nothing to you. You didn't feel me? No, you can't feel me. I can't put the expectation on you. I don't always feel me, understand me. So that's wrong. Be humble. Acknowledge him in all your ways. When I do wrong, I said something wrong to offend you, forgive me. I got to say it right away, get it over with. If I offend somebody at work, look, if they persecute me,
Yeah, I don't say that, Satoya. I don't say it's between them and their God, because I don't know their God. So I don't want my message to register to their God. So I'm just going to say it's between them and God, because there is nothing before him. Yeah. Oh, when I hear that they God, you know, that's kind of paying homage to their devil to me if they're not a believer in Jesus Christ. So I speak within my realm, and I plant my seed, right? I plant my seed, and if they receive it, if they receive the message with me saying that's between them and God, then they are receiving the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's me planting the seed. That's just me. But God bless you.
strengthen me to show them who I serve. I say I believe, I'm working with, well, teach them. They don't know. They don't know why they doing that, why they doing that to me. Let your light shine among men. They might glorify your Father in heaven. It's real, man. I experience it all the time, 24/7. But I asked for it. I wanted to be a preacher when I was 6, but I didn't know the price I had to pay. Much wisdom, much grief,
Much is given,
much
much is
sorrow.
required.
Ain't no other way you gonna get it. But if you can just go through the fire, you'll be like gold. The first thing they do when you go to a pawn shop and take what they do? How do they determine if it's gold plated or what? What they do? What kind of test they take it through? When you take the jewelry to the pawn shop, how do they determine if it's real or fake?
They test it.
They put it through the acid test.
They test
put
it.
the fire upon it. That's how we know if we're real or fake. We're gonna go through the fire. You're gonna have disagreement with each other, but it's okay. You're gonna be friends.
Baby, he better say that.
What they do? How do they determine if it's gold plated or what? What they do? What kind of test they take it through? When you take the jewelry to the pawn shop, how do they determine if it's real or fake? They put it through the acid test. They put the fire upon it. That's how we know if we're real or fake. We're gonna go through the fire. You're gonna have disagreement with each other, but it's okay.
It's okay.
You're gonna be friends. But if you have a disagreement, it's just a different agreement. That don't mean you ain't gotta see him no more and talk to her or talk to her or whatever. I want to go to work. I don't want to go to work because they stressing me out on the job. You feel me? They ain't receiving me with my full potential. And I don't know why I don't want to go to work. I gotta understand why. Why I don't want the job? Because something ain't right. And I gotta acknowledge it. I ain't gonna sell my soul for the job. God said, I'm trying to put you over here, or I'm trying to let them know through you, let your light shine. But I'm hating on them because they ain't feeling me. They don't understand me.
If you want to surprise everyone in 2026,
y'all please hit the like
Monday,
button.
February 9th. Tai Chi, made for beginners, over.
Hit the like button. Double tap the face of your screen or hit those 3 dots. Support the platform. They already trying to strike it. Yeah. They don't want the truth to go forth. Hit the like button so it still make it to the algorithm. Ain't no stopping us now. The truth gonna set them free.
Hey man, you gotta teach them. You see how they flee? Yeah. They want $1, $1.25. He could have got everything that he needed if he just would have been patient, but it's okay. You recording this? Yeah. It's okay. I'm telling the truth. It's all right. I thank God for you. Y'all a blessing to me. A true blessing. I ain't got nothing to hide. My burdens are heavy, but when I'm weak, he's strong through me. He speaks through me. The weaker I get, the more frustrated I get with my life. And I did this, I did.
Hold on. It fell over. Y'all getting the likes up? He's speaking though. Absolutely. They don't like that, baby. They don't like that. Once y'all get the likes up, I will resume. I've been on here an hour and 40 minutes. Y'all get the likes up. Get you a membership. This should have been one that was members only. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. The devil did not win. Thank you, Lord. And let's get back to business. Let's get back to hearing the truth. Y'all like, share this. Share this. That's just how intense it is. Baby, they didn't want this going forward. You hear me? Thank you, Lord. Y'all hit the like button.
Ain't gotta see her no more and talk to her, or talk to her, or whatever. They put it through the acid test. They put the fire upon it. This is how we know if we're real or fake. We're gonna go through the fire. You're gonna have disagreement with each other, but it's okay. You're gonna be friends, but if you have a disagreement, it's just a different agreement. That don't mean you ain't gotta see her no more and talk to her, or talk to her, or whatever. I want to go to work. I don't want to go to work because they stressing me out on the job. You feel me? They ain't receiving me with my full potential. And I don't know why I don't want to go to work. I got to understand why. Why I don't want the job? Because something ain't right. And I got to acknowledge it. I ain't going to sell my soul for the job. God said, I'm trying to put you over here.
I'm not going to sell my soul for the job. Baby. Oh, my. How dare. Okay, let's go.
And I don't know why I don't want to go to work. I got to understand why. Why I don't want the job? Because
I saw
something
that
ain't right.
video like 7 years
And I
ago.
gotta acknowledge it. I ain't gonna sell my soul for the job. God said, I'm trying to put you over here, or I'm trying to let them know through you, let your light shine. But I'm hating on them because they ain't feeling me. They don't understand me. Hey man, you gotta teach them. You see how they flee? Yeah. They want $1, want $0.25. He could have got everything that he needed if he just would have been patient, but it's okay. You recording this? Yeah. It's okay. I'm telling the truth.
So is.
It's all right. I thank God for you. Y'all are blessing to me. A true blessing. I ain't got nothing to hide. My burdens are heavy, but when I'm weak, he's strong through me. He speaks through me. The weaker I get, the more frustrated I get with my life, and I did this, I did that. Then the more he speaks through me, the more he takes control of me.
Thank you, Lord.
That's just where he wants you at. Get frustrated. That's where he gonna speak through you.
It's all about faith.
But he gotta get you in that point where ain't nowhere else to go.
Absolutely.
But to him. He said, those that I love, I correct them. I chase.
God chasing those from whom he loved. You ain't never lied. Y'all get the likes up. Get the likes up. Double tap the face of your screen. Hit the 3 dots at the top right corner. He ain't never lied. Bible says God chasing them from whom he loves. What a blessing. What a blessing. I said, it's time for us to pray for our country, man. It's just out of hand. And God wants us to hear the message, judge the message, not the messenger. People be like, oh, how he living? How can't nobody tell me nothing who I'm doing better than? See, again, you never know how God comes. You're looking at the messenger. You're not looking at the message. I'm sure back in those days when God roamed the streets, spreading his word and saving folk and healing folk, he may have looked unkept to some. But what's his message? What's his healing? What's his job? Was it all true? Or he didn't look like he know what he talking about. He didn't look like, he had a journey. He didn't look like he was going to die for your sins. He didn't look like y'all hit the like button. I mean, if you don't want to hit it for me, hit it for the message, because this brother right here, he is preaching a sermon. He preaching the truth. And y'all don't even want to hit the like button.
He speaks to me. The weaker I get, the more frustrated I get with my life. And I did this, I did that. Then the more he speaks through me, the more he takes control of me. That's just where he wants you at. Get frustrated. That's why he gonna speak through you. But he gotta get you in that point where ain't nowhere else to go but to him. He said, those that I love, I correct them. I chastise them. Solomon was the wisest man that lived. He had everything that man could desire. But one thing God said, leave the foreign women alone. But he couldn't understand why he had a desire for the foreign women. But see, the Lord knew that they were going to turn his heart against him. They were going to make him idol worship and build a God. But he didn't understand it. That's where he wants you at. Get frustrated. That's why he gonna speak through you. But he gotta get you in that point where ain't nowhere else to go but to him. He said, those that I love, I correct them. I chastise them. Solomon was the wisest man that lived. He had everything that man could desire. But one thing God said, leave the foreign women alone. But he couldn't understand why he had a desire for the foreign women. But see, the Lord knew that they were going to turn his heart against him. They were going to make him idol worship and build a God. But he didn't understand it. And I'm going to say this, the preacher, he searched the world out. He said, I want to know the basis behind wisdom and knowledge and understanding and foolishness. See, you can't know wisdom and knowledge and should be a fool, but we don't want to be foolish. That's the only way you're going to get it. You got to be a fool first. How you going to know a fool when you see a fool? How you going to know foolishness if you haven't been foolish?
Absolutely.
Foolishness, it comes with, it's painful. Because we think we all of that. We got a lot of abilities. We can create. We can send man to the moon. We can be inventors, but we're limited. If I understand that I'm limited, then that's when God takes control and gives me the wisdom that I desire. Humility. Be humble. If you don't understand your purpose, ask God.
Ask God.
But ask him in sincerity. What's my purpose, God? Did you ever ask that question? What's my purpose? Why I'm here? What am I meant to do? But sometimes he can't tell us all at once. It might be too much.
Oh, wow.
You got to be a fool first. Foreign women. But see, the Lord knew that they were going to turn his heart against him. They were going to make him idol worship and build a God. But he didn't understand it. And I'm going to say this, the preacher, he searched the world out. He said, I want to know the basis behind wisdom and knowledge and understanding and foolishness. See, you can't know wisdom and knowledge and should be a fool, but we don't want to be foolish. That's the only way you're going to get it. You got to be a fool first. How you going to know a fool when you see a fool? How you going to know foolishness if you haven't been foolish? Foolishness, it comes with, it's painful. Because we think we all of that. We got a lot of abilities. We can create. We can send man to the moon. We can be inventors, but we're limited. If I understand that I'm limited, then that's when God takes control and gives me the wisdom that I desire. Humility. Be humble. If you don't understand your purpose, ask God. But ask him in sincerity. What's my purpose, God? Did you ever ask that question? What's my purpose? Why I'm here? What am I meant to do? But sometimes he can't tell us all at once. It might be too much. But be sincere.
Be sincere. Lord, I can't get enough of him. I just can't get enough of him. Hold on.
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the U.S. And
We're going to go through the fire. You're going to have disagreement with each other, but it's okay. You're going to be friends. But if you have a disagreement, it's just a different agreement. That don't mean you ain't got to see it no more and talk to her or talk to her or whatever. I want to go to work. I don't want to go to work because they stressing me out on the job. You feel me? They ain't receiving me with my full potential. And I don't know why I don't want to go to work. I got to understand why. Why I don't want the job? Because something ain't right. And I got to acknowledge it. I ain't going to sell my soul for the job. God said, I'm trying to put you over here, or I'm trying to let them know through you, let your light shine. But I'm hating on them. Because they teach them. You see how they flee?
Are y'all still with me?
They want $1, want a quarter. He could have got everything that he needed if he just would have been patient, but it's okay. You recording this?
Can y'all still hear?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm telling the truth. It's all right. I thank God for you. Y'all a blessing to me. A true blessing. I ain't got nothing to hide. My burdens are heavy, but when I'm weak, he's strong through me. He speaks through me. The weaker I get, the more frustrated I get with my life, and I did this, I did that, then the more he speaks through me, the more he takes control of me. That's just where he wants you at. Get frustrated. That's when he gonna speak through you. But he gotta get you in that point where ain't nowhere else to go but to him. He said, those that I love, I correct them. I chastise them. Solomon was the wisest man that lived. He had everything that man could desire. But one thing God said, leave the foreign women alone. But he couldn't understand why he had a desire for the foreign women. But see, the Lord knew that they were going to turn his heart against him. They were going to make him idol worship and build a God. But he didn't understand it. And I'm going to say this, the preacher, he searched the world out. He said, I want to know the basis behind wisdom and knowledge and understanding and foolishness. See, you can't know wisdom and knowledge and should be a fool, but we don't want to be foolish. That's the only way you're going to get it. You got to be a fool first. How you going to know a fool when you see a fool? How you going to know foolishness if you haven't been foolish? Foolishness, it comes with, it's painful. Because we think we all of that. We got a lot of abilities. We can create. We can send man to limit it. That's when God takes control and gives me the wisdom that I desire. Humility. Be humble. If you don't understand your purpose, ask God. But ask him in sincerity. What's my purpose, God? Did you ever ask that question? What's my purpose? Why I'm here? What am I meant to do? But sometimes he can't tell us all at once. It might be too much.
Okay, y'all have a good one. I'll be back later on. Be sincere. Oh, wow. I hope y'all enjoyed this tea, baby. I know I did. I know I did. I absolutely know I did. I need for y'all to like, share, and subscribe. Join the membership. Get a membership, y'all. The attack is real. They don't want y'all to hear the truth. Baby, that was some good tea. Thank you, Lord. I'm going to have to save that one and come back and revisit. I don't know. You know, just thank you. Y'all, I'll be back. And when y'all watch later, please make sure y'all hit the like button. Please share this video. It is most definitely worth it. Most definitely.